We don't see your hair the way I see you. It just cut at the hair. Yeah, right now.
Perfect.
Guys, it's such an honor to have you. Whenever you're ready, I'm gonna do the intro when you guys are ready.
We're ready.
Go for it, man.
Hell yeah! Welcome. It's not the first time for my friend there, but as that project is the first time on Prescription Punk Rock, it's a huge honor. I'm going to introduce yourself, guys.
All right.
Hi, I'm Olle from Bloodtrust. I'm the bass player and an honor to be on your show, man.
Yeah. Now, Marcus, I play guitar. Blood Trust. Truly an honor. Thank you for letting us talk to you.
Thank you, guys. For people at home that don't know that project, you guys are from Sweden. How did that project started up?
The project started with me getting to know Mats, who's the other guitar player, and me and Daniel, who plays drums. We had just quit playing the Misconduct, and Mats reached out to us and said, "Shouldn't it be cool to just start a real old school hardcore project?" And we said, "Yeah, sure, of course."
And record it.
And
The
and
main
we
was
didn't.
to record 2 songs, right? He
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
let's record 1 or 2 songs. Yeah, right. Let's do it.
That was the first plan. Just maybe record a couple of songs and let's do it. And Mats knew Marcus, and I didn't know Marcus before, so it was like a just a new acquaintance. But it all and then we just asked an old friend if he would want to sing in the band because we knew he was a good singer and had sung in a lot of old bands we knew, and he was like attached to the project within 30 minutes from from it getting started. So it was all in all just a fast thing from the
Super,
start.
super fast. We recorded the first album within, was it 2 months?
Yeah.
And we still speak in terms. We still speak in terms of the first album. We always say the first album because we're so sure that there will be a second one.
Yeah, it's all we already have demos for like 2 more albums, but
Yeah, that's right.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's a good thing because in hardcore and punk, sometimes when you get in studio and take too long, you kind of lost yourself in the process.
Yeah,
But the best albums sometimes are the ones that are made really quick and like no hesitations. We do it anyway. You guys have the experience through the years to have a chemistry, build really quick behind you, and you know how to play. You know where you want to go with the songs and everything. So it was straight to the point. I think. Am I right?
yeah,
yeah, it's just based on lust, just wanting to play music, and everyone has pretty much the same idea what the project is going to be, and it's just easy, and it just snowballs. And our like what do you call it, Marcus?
what?
Our uh, our fuck, I can't find the words, but we always say fast, fast, fast.
Oh yeah, that's our mantra.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
we say. Is it if it isn't done fast, 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 it's not good enough. It's, that's
So
how
we
we do
just
it.
we just want to keep that
I like it.
momentum.
Yeah,
Just we don't think too much when we write the songs. We just do the demos and we send it to the other guys, and if they like it, we just that's all right, and then we don't mix, fiddle with it too much. We just fix small things here and there, and that's all. And then when we're all together, we do the vocals all together, and so it's just a fun thing to do.
The vocal process is, and it's a shame that Sebastian isn't here because he could probably talk about it more. But the vocal process of recording is, and I know Olle, you like this too because it's the most fun part. Because we're all Daniel does his drums, I do the guitars, Olle does the bass, and then we all gather to make the vocals together, and it's a process that we do together, and we write lyrics together and we record it, and me and Olle and Mats, and we do the choirs, if you could call it choirs. It sounds...
the gang vocals.
Yeah, so it's super fun, and I think we need to keep it fun. Yeah, that's what makes it good.
Yeah, and it shows that you guys are really bonded and you want to do everything together, and it's a good thing, I think, because even if you're the most talented musician out there, if you go play with guys that you don't get along and it's not really working, at the end the result is gonna be maybe a bad experience or just leaving the band and go on other things. But if you want really to work it out, it really have to be bound. And that's what I love about that project. You guys seem to have a lot of fun together and you don't take yourself seriously. And in hardcore, it's tough because the image of hardcore sometimes is that guy.
Yeah.
But hardcore can be fun, and I think it's really fun the way you play it. There's an originality behind it. It's kind of different, and it's tough because the line draw in hardcore, it's kind of, the same directions. And for many years, a lot of bands have sound the same. When Hatebreed, released that massive records, I Will Be Heard, everybody was sounding like them for many years in hardcore, and it's not a bad thing. It's a choice, but it's cool to see that you guys bring something different. Maybe it's the culture, the Sweden culture, background, but it's something different, I think.
Yeah, but I think we want to keep it. We like the heavy stuff too, but we want to keep it on the more old school side with a little more melodic styles like early New York things. And one thing we always say when we're working with the songs is what would Madball do? And that's like the direction you you want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you go where Madball did, you go where Agnostic Front did, because fuck shit, it's the same family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the foundation is the old stuff.
Absolutely. And I grew up listening loads and loads to like Comeback Kid. So the fast stuff too. We need the speed. I wouldn't say that Madball is slow, but I would say that Comeback Kid is faster. So we need the fast elements. And luckily we have our drummer. He's like the best drummer I've ever played with, because when he hits the drum, it sounds amazing. And he's like he has this built-in metronome. I think he swallowed a metronome when he was a kid, and he's like super tight, and it's just works.
Yeah, but I've played with Danny in Misconduct and stuff, so I'm a little more, used to it, but maybe a little bit spoiled too. But it's good to be spoiled with a good drummer. It's a real good thing.
And we're also spoiled with Mats because we have our own technician. He does all the mixing, recording, mastering. He does it all. So without him, there wouldn't be a band.
We sent the stuff away, for the mastering process. We paid some guy. I'm not saying he did a bad job. We just, when we listened to the master and we compared it to the master Mats did, and we don't have to send this away. He sounds awesome.
Yeah, he's kicking.
Yeah, you don't have to pay like thousands of bucks. You have the guy, and he understands the band. He's in it, It's a lot different when it's your thing, You put all your heart, your energy in the band, and now it's time to send it to the world. It have to sound right, and we have the technology now to band that sound right. And it's cool because, you know, I think altcore and punk have never been so well recorded now than back in the days where you get in studio, you're goofy, you don't know, and just, you know, it sounds
Yeah.
like that, and that's it.
So
Yeah.
it's easy nowadays. You don't have to book like 2 3 weeks in a studio, and we just Danny records the drums in Örebro, where he lives, where he has his rehearsal space, and he sends the files to us, and Mats fixes everything in the thing, and we just record on top of that.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool because most of recordings I've done previous to this, because I play guitar, we do the guitars like straight into the box. We do them into the computer and fix with, you know, whatever sound we want. This time we went super old school, so we got this PV 5150, put it on top of an orange amp that we mixed. So it's like old school, real guitars. So that's new for me, but it sounds awesome. That's also Mats. He has all these ideas and tricks. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Going back to the old-fashioned way, we just put an amp up on high volume and
Yeah.
recording it. It makes a difference, I think, in energy and, you know.
Sure.
Definitely, and it sounds really good. You know, it sounds like you guys were in a huge studio with a producer and everything. It's really well done, and the impact is really strong with the songs. And you know, you just released the new video for I don't remember the name of the song. I think it's Our Streets. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yes.
correct.
Got it.
Yes, and I was doing the video for that song.
Who was doing it, or how it was?
How it was.
Oh, it was super hot. It was exhausting.
It was this summer, and we did it with our friend Max, and he has made the videos with a lot of bands in Sweden, including Misconduct and Hardcore Superstar, and a lot of pretty big bands in Sweden. And
Yeah.
he's fast, and he fits into our concept of fast, 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 because he's just, I know you can't stand there. You have to, you know. And we did it in one day, and it was all. We said to him, "You want to come up to Karlstad and make an old school hardcore video, just, you know, filming us being like acting tough, walk, walking, walking around." And he said, "Sure." We did it in one day, and it was just fun, you know.
Really fun, and he's super professional. It makes you feel not comfortable because recording a video, you need to really act. And I'm not a very good actor, but he made it look quite good. Yeah, I love the video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
the
did.
result is good, and you know, it represent, I think, that mentality that you're seeing of playing fast and getting things fast. It's just perfect. It brings, you know, an image to that, and like I said, people see that you guys are having a hell of a fun out there, even if it was hot, hot, hot.
Yeah.
And Sweden, it's like Quebec. It's cold normally, not
Yeah.
that hot.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
it's really hot in the summers and really cold in the winters.
Yes. And that particular spot that we recorded, it was like this, not a hole, but you know, it was surrounded by trees, and you know, the sun was all over. And I remember Daniel, the drummer, in between takes, because he's super energetic, he ran back to the shade just to get some shade for like 12 seconds, and then he ran back and started playing. It was pretty insane. Watching him and watching Mats was the most fun, I think. They did the best
True,
jobs. Yeah.
true.
The album's gonna be released on People of Punk Rock Records. It's a label from here, Quebec City. When I started up the radio show something like 15 years ago, I always said, Sweden and Quebec, there's a connections. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe because we're Nordic and we have that hot and cold thing, but it connects a lot. And people in Quebec in the 90s, there was huge fan of the Sweden scene. I mean, there was the California scene that was exploding everywhere, but
Yeah.
Sweden scene was big here. And you know that
Yeah. Yeah.
it's every band from Sweden are well known here, and it's really cool that at the end now we got some release from you guys here, and that people like Anthony working for people of punk rock and the team behind it, it's just
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. It's really fun. But the best tours I've done with Misconduct in the past is like when we did the grind tour in Canada in 2004 with Big Wig and Tsunami Bomb and Death by Stereo. That was far beyond the best tour ever. It was packed venues every night, and that was awesome. And I think uh, I think just not just Canada, but just Quebec has always been a real good place for Swedish bands, at least in the hardcore and skate punk scene. There's a real yeah, connection there in some way.
I think people are, we're surrounded with USA, and most of Canada are English, and in
Mhm.
Quebec, since we're French, we're kind of the foreigner
Yeah,
in that place surrounded by English.
Mm.
So when we heard new language or see people like Sweden, I think there's a connection, not just the language because it's different, but it just, we love culture, and, musically, you guys, what you produce since the last 30 years is really amazing, not just in punk rock, in metal and rap or whatever. It's I don't know, it's in your blood. It's something that you have, the melody, and it's cool to see that now we can not just help each other by seeing you or catch you live, but really releasing record here. And it's a great thing, because I know people of punk rock, what they did through the last 2 years.
yeah.
They're very, very well established now, and they really work their ass, and it's cool. I think it's a perfect match. Actually, how did you meet Anthony? Do you remember that?
Actually, was through Sean, his partner. I have the connection with him through Facebook, through the Misconduct years, and I just sent him the song, and he said, "Well, I think me and my partner would want to release this,"
Fast,
and
fast, fast.
and it was like one of the first uh, labels we sent it to, and we said, "Yeah, of course." It's
Absolutely.
so, and we were. I just sent it to him like, you want to show some people in the and I knew he was involved in People of Punk Rock Records, and I didn't really expect him to wanted to sign us, but you always want to show people in the business what you're doing, and because we're just happy that they want to take on like a hardcore project, because we know that they're mainly into skate punk and more punky, but they really wanted to have a hardcore band, and they thought we were the perfect fit for to be the first hardcore band. And maybe we're not that hardcore, not the kind of hardcore band that you talked about before, just going to the heavy hard stuff, and we're a little bit more punk maybe. I don't know.
Some songs at least, and we're very happy to be on People of Punk Rock because they are dedicated and super fast with everything they're doing, and
Yeah.
they seem to enjoy their work, and they seem to really um, love the kind of music, and the fact that they, as Ola said, needed a hardcore band just when we started up. It's just, you need to have some luck, and we had some luck.
Yeah, man, but they're driven. They put out things all the time, like skateboards with all kinds of band face to face, and they're just doing it, and
Mm.
that's perfect for us because we just wanna, you know, we want to do things fast.
I'd like to play live too. That would be
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the next step. Because,
yep.
it took Misconduct so many times, so many years of waiting. Because I was there at the Tsunami Bomb show. I remember that. That's the
yeah,
first time I spoke to you guys. But yeah, Quebec is, we never thought that we could be the place of punk rock, or, it was California and Sweden. But things have changed so much, and now punk rock, it's everywhere in the world, and there's places that it's more stronger. California punk right now, there's not much going outside like the old school band that are still there. There's
mm,
not much of a new wave of band and everything. They're into other things, which is normal. When something explodes that strong,
mm.
sometimes it takes many years to get back. But I think in Quebec, we're just fan of music, and it's the same with Sweden. But yeah, man, can't wait to see you around Quebec. And I'm curious, how's the outcourt scene right now in Sweden?
It's
Well,
it's not that big,
no,
actually. It's
no,
it's
it's
no,
pretty dead. Sadly, it's pretty dead. You
yeah,
have we have the same problem. The big bands get to play, but it's not the underground culture is virtually non-existent. Sadly, but we have a lot of bands producing a lot of stuff, but it doesn't get out. The live scene, I would say, probably is dead. But we're here to change that, aren't we?
well, we try. We just have to sit out this corona virus thing.
Yep.
Yeah, damn. But the scene was pretty good back in the days. There was like 59 Time the Pain.
Mm,
Refuse was there. Race Fist was getting huge at that time.
mm,
So it's the way I felt too. Like there's not much of new wave of altcore band like kids are maybe not into that. So there's not new band people on their 20s or something. But it's cool that you guys gonna take that flag and bring back that song that I love. Like I said, it's really original, it's different, but yeah, remind me of the New York scene a bit, where there was a lot of melody, not just like, because now there's a lot, the thin line, between hardcore and metal is really thin
yeah, yeah.
now.
Within, yes. And it's all I think it's all in the sound, because if you take a band like Knocked Loose, who are this super heavy detuned whatever, and it's all in their sound. And our sound, we play quite heavy, and Sebastian, he growls like his heart out, and we still have a punky mix, I think, somehow, and the tempos. And I don't know really. It's do we have any metal songs, Ole?
Uh, Maybe some on the verge of being metal, but I think we always keep some kind of more punky feel to it, I would say.
Yeah, me too. Because if we try to be metal, but we can't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But I always hate qualification. Remember when MySpace, was the thing? It was just a joke. You're a techno metal, altcore punk rap band. So what the fuck it sound like? I
Yeah.
don't know. There's too much style involved. I think that people have to see that every band has their own identity through the way you play, the talent, and through the experience and what you're influenced by. So at the end, everybody sounds different. So qualification should be like more general, just to know the portrait, like punk, hardcore. Okay, cool. But you can mix anything now. It's not like back in the days when we were a kid, when you were into metal, that was just metal. When you
Mm.
were punk, that was just punk. And there was the hardcore kid who sometimes come to punk rock show, but there was really qualification, really different bucks. But now, when you walk to the street, you don't know what people, listen to. Back in the days, you just see the shirt, is a metalhead.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true. I think everyone's more broad in their music listening nowadays.
absolutely. Cool.
But we just learned that maybe that we in Sweden the music scene is all about vinyl nowadays. The CDs doesn't even exist in Sweden.
No,
You either listen digitally or it's vinyl. But I heard that in Canada it's pretty usual still with CDs and
Yeah, I still buff CD, but
yeah.
I think we're kind of buying everything. Vinyl working very well here too. Band that release cassette tapes, they're still selling it. So we're kind of buying everything, I think.
Yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of collectors out there too that want, everything like the tapes, the CD, and the vinyl.
Mhm.
And they keep the vinyl like closed and they listen to the CD.
Yeah.
And so they can have like that copy like in mint. But yeah, I think but it's really working. People are buying a lot of stuff. And it's cool. I think that people have understand they cannot see show right now. So the only way to encourage band, and they have more time to listen to music, and they're buying a lot, and it's cool for the local scene too. I don't know if it happened in Sweden, but I think a lot of people realize with the pandemic, hey, we have a local scene in Quebec, and band are seeing more listeners. When they see like the ratio on iTunes and everything, they see there's more people actually listen to it. So I don't know it's happening in Sweden.
I don't know actually. I don't think so.
No.
People just listen on Spotify and you know on the big on the big artists
Yeah,
still.
I think we're kind of I feel kind of out of touch with the scene, and I'm really excited to get back in there somehow. Because where I live in Karlstad, and Mats lives in Karlstad too. It's quite a small town, and with Corona and everything, everything's shut down. We don't have any shows, as most cities, I would presume. But um, let's say 10 years ago, the scene was flourishing. There were lots of bands playing everywhere, and that's just declined pretty steeply. So looking very much forward to revive that stuff and to get out there and just play music and watch live music because it's what we love. um you know I forgot what the question was, but
No, but we just talked about that the other day that we should uh, what bands could we play with
yeah.
and we talked about in Karlstad there's hardcore band called Damien that's really really good and there's this old hardcore band from I think they're from Uppsala or Stockholm called Always War.
Mm.
That's the kind of bands we just talked about. What kind of bands in Sweden we could gear up with and do shows with as soon as it's possible to do it again.
Yeah.
But of course, we want to play with Raised Fist and those guys, but you know,
Need
Yeah,
to
if those
find the
guys are
ladder.
listening,
we'll have to
Ghosts, I'm
ask them.
sure they would do like a opening act for Ghosts.
Yeah,
So
we'll have to
come on, get
ask
them
them
on
really
tour.
nicely.
It's gonna be weird as a questions, but at Quebec, you're kind of the referees. Because in Sweden, the pandemic, you didn't deal like we did here. Here we close everything, school, gym, restaurants, everything was closed. Nobody outside. For like 3 months. Then they open like bars and restaurants, but they close it again, and they call us in the red zone now. So we're kind of back and stuck inside. But the media are talking a lot about Sweden, referring you as not really stop anything and continuing, living the life like it was before. Is it right? Because the media are total lie, so I
It's
don't
not.
trust
It,
them.
it's not all right. It's it's true that they didn't close everything down, but they gave everyone like not well. They told everyone you have to think about what you're doing. You
Yeah.
have to keep a distance and don't go to restaurants and don't go. So they told the people in Sweden to be careful and respect that people get really sick, and people did
Yeah.
without restricting everything. So everyone just took it well, almost serious. Mostly I think people took it serious, and did actually keep a distance and didn't at, at least in the beginning. But in this summer, I think towards the end of the summer, people got like a little bit careless.
Tired. They grew tired of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but it started to and now we're seeing, but that it worked. We haven't had that much spread like in the beginning,
No,
but
it.
now it's starting to get high numbers again.
Yeah, we have a second surge or whatever they call it, and as Ole was saying, we don't really have the laws here to shut things down, because they went out with recommendations. You should do this. You should stay home if you can work at home. Do that, and they kept the schools open. And I actually work as a teacher, and I work at what you would call high school. I think that's 16 to 19 years old, and from that age they closed down. So those kids from 16 and up had to stay home, and the schools were open from that age and down. So and at first we got a lot of criticism as a country for doing this, and now, as you said, people look to Sweden for a role model or an example how to do things. But I'm not really sure. We need to see when we get the facts in, because as we said, we have a second surge here now, so we might have to close things down again, but we don't know yet.
We got it real bad in Quebec, but it took us time to realize that the government, what they did it to protect the medical systems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's weird because we have one of the most costing medical system in Canada. It's 14 milliard dollars in invest in that, and it's not working at all. If they got 500 people in the whole Quebec hospitalized, it's stuck. It's done, and people that working there are so much. They're tired and exhausted. So it's the problem. It's not that we got more case or anything, or it's really just the medical system. So I think that, and I always saw Sweden as a better way to deal with it. And I think you have a better medical system, and that's what's happening. And it's true. You are a great example, and it happened in many time. Sweden have you invest a lot in technology and medicine, and you see that now it's it's a good thing. In Quebec, we did that, and we leave the old people in residence that are they're shit old, and they're dying there because it's not because of yeah, they got the COVID-19, but they have no water. They have so they die from dehydration or whatever. So it's weird. It's really weird time in Quebec.
yeah, but I think the Swedish uh, way was to have like a steady stream to the hospitals. You know, like if we just keep on being careful, it's going to be a steady stream instead of big, you know, crisis. So the but it has been taking a toll on the Swedish medical system too. The people that work there are tired, and They
Yeah, it's awesome.
work their asses off.
Absolutely.
We should pay them more money, actually.
Much more. Definitely.
Yeah, it's so true. Guys, the album's gonna be released on December 18. I should write me notes. I
No,
try
but
to learn it by
you're you're on it. You're on it,
Yes, that's right.
man.
It's gonna be released on People of Punk Rock Record. People, go grab, bundle, buy everything you can because they deserve it. It's a really good project, and I love it. And congratulations! I know it was fast, but still, the talent you guys have, and the energy and the chemistry, it had work, and it's a really great records. And it's gonna be a good end of 2020. Shitty years, but great band.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Eric.
Thank you
And
very much.
just you're gonna play our new single now.
Yeah.
Yeah, three
Yes,
times,
and
right?
if you guys if you guys have anything else you want me to play, I can, but I will play the single, of course. I will play the interview in 3 weeks, and make sure I will send you a link to listen to the podcast. It's not a podcast show. We're live in the studio, but we've got a podcast available right after the show, and it's there's punkrockradio.ca that replay the show on Tuesday, and then I will put the interview available on YouTube.
Cool.
Some
But
great.
the second single is out when, Marcus?
It's out. Let me think. Trying to access my brain. It's out in the 20th of November.
I can play the interview near that, so we can maybe play the second single.
Cool.
If you say 20, wait, 20. Maybe if I play the interview on 23 November,
Yeah.
it's gonna be released. I can play like both.
Cool. Cool.
Sure. That would be awesome.
Let's do that, guys. Seriously, it was a huge honor again. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your time. Ole, it's always nice speaking to you. I love you, bro, and thank you for your time. It was a really great interview.
You too, man.
Thank you,
I
man.
hope to get to I hope we will go to Canada and play a couple of shows in
Yeah.
the near
We have
future.
so many great beers waiting for you guys.
Oh yeah.
I will pay the bill.
Oh yeah. I'm coming.
Nice.
I'm coming.
Just say when.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm sure it's gonna happen somewhere, somehow. But till then, have the time of your life with the release. And thank you again for your time. And cheers. Beer with me tonight, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.